it's a midnight it's Christmas. I don't know where that other music was coming from. I was just gonna go with it.
All right, well. Hey, everybody. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Welcome to Midnight's Edge After Dark. Today, T-minus 8 days and counting until the series we know as Star Wars finally comes to an end, mercifully. Flash and Matrix 4 get released.
Dead. Just let it die.
Bob Iger says Star Wars isn't the only thing he'd like to ruin.
JJ throws Ryan. Yeah, and JJ throws Ryan under the bus.
No way. It had to happen eventually. And Marvel TV being folded into Marvel Studios. With me as always, I am, of course, Mr. Rob Robot Shlomo. With me as always, Mr. Tom Connors.
Hey, that's my line.
Also with us is the living poop emoji, Mr. Michael J. Crawford, the anti-trekker.
Hidey-ho, everybody! See, that's how you're supposed to do it, buddy. And, you know, as the only actual poop in the house and a poop wearing a Santa hat, I demand an apology for you using that line.
Actually, Rob can do a pretty good one. Pretty good, Mr. Hanky. Yeah.
I can't. I got a headache.
That just sounded like I stepped on my dog.
You've been brushing your teeth.
Gosh, you guys smell all nice and flowery.
Oh, we got a couple super chats, but we got to introduce Mecca first.
Ladies and gentlemen,
all the way from the Harpy headquarters.
Yes. She is an Emmy, an ESPY, a Tony, an Oscar, a Bammy, a BAFTA, a SAG Award. But her breasts aren't saggy.
I'll give her 20 years.
She's a PhD. PhD, an MD, a DPS. She's an Earl and an OBE, which makes her an earlobe. Please welcome your favorite YouTube harpy, Miss Mecca Random.
Hi, Jonathan.
Is that a new shirt?
All of them.
Is that a new shirt?
No, it's an old shirt.
Oh, I don't remember that. With whoops.
I don't wear it a lot because it's too big, but it's good to fall off. Or hang low, at least.
Sake.
Oh, boy, here we go. We've got some super chats. I thought you were going to bring your buddy Rock Solid in tonight there. Were you going to bring him along?
Well, no, if you guys needed another host, but we're
damn.
He was available if you needed him.
Oh, we always like extra voices, but that's up to you.
Usually, I always hear extra voices, though.
Rob, you're supposed to be taking meds for that. If you're not taking the meds, there's nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. Kill everyone.
Tiny horror.
You see, who was it Mark Maron who said, you see the guys walking down the street talking to themselves. How do you know on the other end of that conversation is you're the new leader now? I can't. I have things to do. I have to dig through trash cans. Oh, Lord.
See, this is why you write your own material.
That's right.
Because it doesn't get it doesn't get crickets. Oh, wait. Yes, it does.
I have all kinds of material I've tried giving to this man. But anyway, Arfar sent us a $3.49. Is that New Zealand?
New Zealand, yeah.
Okay, so sign the petition, save the fandom menace. We'll get into that. I got that for later.
There's something trying to...
Oh, fuck yes. You didn't see it?
No, I don't see anything.
I shared it on Twitter. And
Oh my god.
Yeah, see, well, the thing about these people who know who want to ban the Phantom Menace, my first response was, well, just so they know that I'll be like showing up at their houses, sleeping with their girlfriends, eating the food in their fridge, and pawning their shit for money if they do try and cancel me. Because yeah,
we'll talk.
Well, how
about
do you
that.
ban a group that doesn't even
Exactly.
have any kind of organization?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not like the Phantom Menace is like, the Democratic Party or something. There's no like fill out the form and join. You're just anybody can be part of the Phantom Menace.
I was like, where do I participate in this banning?
Right.
Does this mean I don't have to go see The Rise of Skywalker?
Deranged lunatic, $2. So okay, tell me about this. People want to ban the Phantom. There's a petition going around to ban the Phantom.
Well, you're gonna
Menace.
read his
How?
Superman. You're
Yeah,
gonna
his
Super Chat
Superman has
first?
nothing to do with that. What are you doing?
Please, no more Christmas music.
Please, no more.
About to go postal.
Well, the weather outside is sucking, so tonight we're gonna.
I'm
Poopity poppin'.
simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
We're actually
Simply
getting
having a
South Park
wonderful Christmas time.
We're getting a South Park Christmas episode this year, Rob. I'm so happy.
Oh yeah, yes, sweet.
We only get one every few years, it seems like anymore. Santa Claus will be on it. That's all I know. I love the
They need to do like Santa Claus versus Jesus round 2 or something.
Did you ever see the
I
one? It was
almost-
first episode or second season, I think it was, where they had the Mr. Hanky's Christmas album and they did a whole episode with the songs on it.
Yeah.
But there was like
Yes.
one song that wasn't on that, and it was Santa Claus and Jesus singing together. I fucking love that bit. They're doing like the whole medley thing, and they get going, and a fucking Santa starts singing Rio by Duran Duran, and Jesus is like, "That's not a Christmas song." He's like, "Yeah, but there's like fucking hundreds of Jesus songs, and there's only 3 Santa songs for Christmas." Fuck you, Jesus.
I've never heard that.
You never see that? It's fucking hilarious.
It's great.
They're singing, up on the housetop, reindeer paws, here comes good old me. And then Jesus will jump in and, away in a manger, I sleep in a bed. It's fucking hilarious. And then all of a sudden, Santa's just like, her name is Rio, and she dances on the...
Oh man, I gotta find that.
It's on YouTube, but they don't have the animated version because I think it keeps getting copy struck. But it's in the Mr. Hanky Christmas special.
that's an old one.
Yeah, it's in. I think in the second season. It's the one that has the Frizzies breaks in between fighting the Frizzies. Yeah, hidey ho! It's the Mr. Hanky Christmas special. Yeah,
that was an actual bumper that ran in the New York area for the Star Wars holiday special.
Yes, and that also has the Mr. Hanky toy commercial with the real turds. Yeah,
with the newscaster named Roland Smith. I remember it. There's a deep dive for that one.
Oh shit! Fighting the Frizzies at 11.
Fighting the Frizzies at 11. But
He's got it up now.
Who can forget the classic? It's I'm a lonely Jew at Christmas.
I'm a Jew, a lonely Jew
On
Christmas. And then they did the dreidel song. Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. Made of fucking clay. But I'm not gonna play with you because dreidels fucking gay. Hey!
Oh, I'm still kind of partial to the old Saturday Night Live, the Merry Christmas, Damn It, the Gumby Christmas special.
Yeah, that one's a good. But then they had the Mr. Mackey song too, Merry fucking Christmas.
Good.
You're not Mr. Mackey, Mr. Damn it, the teacher,
Mr. Garrison.
Mr. Garrison. Yeah, Mr. Mackey does the hark, hear the bells, sweet silver bells, ding dong okay.
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 Do I give up if my fortune cookie was empty?
Yes, that means you have no fortune.
Fortune cookies are bad.
Bad, okay.
They're bad. But they're not really fortune and they're not really Chinese, okay?
And they often give out bad advice, okay? And I would know.
It was empty.
I'm a social worker. Okay.
Put embedded.
Well, that just means you got lucky because the fortune that was in the cookie price said expect dismemberment very soon. You know,
I got one that was empty,
Embedded.
but it wasn't empty. It had a blank one on it, and I think I even took a
Write your
picture
own
of it somewhere. Yeah, it's like shit,
write
I
your
can
own
write my fortune. Yeah,
You get a freebie.
isn't that it? That's a good idea for a movie. Trademark. Jim
I'm
Carrey,
looking
call
forward to
us.
having a fortune. Like, no.
Nothing was going right, and then one day,
Jim Carrey got the break of a lifetime when he broke open a fortune cookie.
it's blank.
But what
My
does it mean?
fortune can be anything.
I'll just, he just like has a fit of rage. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to give myself some good luck. And you'll have nothing but good luck and be rich and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He writes on the fortune cookie and he wakes up the next morning and he's rich and he's married to like some beautiful model that he like loves. And it's a typical 80s, 90s comedy, writes itself.
Yeah. Oh God.
He's his boss's boss now and all that good stuff.
Dibs. We're calling dibs on it right now.
I got to get my writer buddy on this one. Seriously, I'm not kidding.
Yeah, it sounds like a typical. Like, yeah.
I'm going to tell him. I'm going to pitch him this one.
Like between us on this panel, we could knock this out in an afternoon.
Right? Well, he actually has the connections and shit. We could sell this idea to Netflix today.
Matt G, $5. Do SJWs have any idea what each other is doing? So one part wants to cancel the Phantom Menace, the other is canceling Daisy Ridley. Isn't this a bit contradictory?
That's because I don't know what they're
wait,
doing.
they want to cancel Daisy Ridley now?
I
They
have
do?
no idea. This is
But
the first
she's
I've heard of it.
she's their chosen one.
No,
Yeah,
but she
that's
said
what I
she
said.
didn't have as much privilege as John Boyega, so she was.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
probably. Are you
Oh.
uploading something,
Ooh.
Mega? Because you're coming in really, really.
No,
shaky.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
kind of robotized.
Mm.
Don't order.
Yeah, they might think we're robosexuals.
Yeah.
So tell me what's happening with this. They want to cancel the Phantom Menace.
Oh, we're gonna jump right into that. Because besides, I am
hello.
the queen of feminism. I am the ruler of feminism. I canceled Daisy.
You know that
She needs to check her privilege.
if you put that outfit on anybody else, it would be hot, but her not so much. It's a
Don't
bitchy
you
attitude.
see my side boob, Rob?
Yes, I do see your side boob. Your side boobs were bought and,
gorgeous.
they were bought and paid for. I've seen better.
They're expensive.
So who's Tooth the Whore?
They cost me Kong and 21 Jump Street money. And that was partially my nose.
Yes, Bree. Bree, look, Bree, there's a shiny object over here.
Where?
Ooh.
I
Over,
like shinies.
over here. It's right in the middle of the freeway. just
Is it free to go that way?
oh yes, it is, Bree. Oh yes,
Okay.
just
I don't like to pay his money.
yeah.
Somebody got my drugs.
Yes, you do.
I'm going to
I
find
don't-
my drugs.
We don't need to know. So, oh boy,
Thank you,
talk
Bree.
about somebody with nothing going on.
She went to go find her
The ballad-
drugs.
the
Oops,
ballad of
we lost
Pilar.
Mecca. There she is.
But I figured if I drop out and come back, if that would
Yeah,
help.
that
Would
might work.
help?
Ballad of Brie
Hey,
Larson.
Jesse Miller's in the little chat. So yeah, we've gone on way too long on goofing around. Yeah, you're a little bit better now, Mecca. Let's go over this petition then. Fuck it, since it was the first thing that came up.
Yeah, where can we sign this thing?
Yeah, where can we sign? I can tell you where to sign this thing. Let me bring it up here. I came across
Imagine we
this.
all sign it.
A Facebook member on our Facebook group came across this and shared it, and it was just too rich not to, continue and pass it on. And yeah, evidently there's a change.org petition that was started 3 months ago. And apparently one of ours just found it.
We're
So let's double their fucking
we're
signatures.
important enough.
They've gotten a whole 200 and
Yeah,
some
where they get,
signatures
like,
in 3 months. Oh no, we've even gotten them more. It looks like now we've gotten them a hell of a lot more.
Oh,
Well, how many of those are
Ban
like the
the
same?
Phantom
We've
five
gotten them
Menace.
people
well
over and
over like 60 signatures now.
you gotta be shitting me.
I'm not shitting you.
Come
And here's a
on.
hell doom.
So can I
I mean,
legally like sue these people for?
what are they gonna
for-
do? What are they gonna do? What are they gonna ban us from? Who's gonna listen to them?
I know. Well, it's about as useless. This is why I don't like sign the Brie Larson petitions too, because like, who cares? It's a petition. Who cares?
All right, so this is the
For God's
okay.
sake.
Yeah, change.org. Here, I'll give you the.
Oh, hold on a second. Brie Larson's she's stumbling into traffic, chasing that shiny thing. Oh, Brie.
That was mine. In case anybody wants to sign that, I shared it. Let's get them numbers up there. Let's get them numbers up there.
Yeah,
And leave them a Hail Doomcock or Hail Midnight's Edge or Annie Trekker or whatever.
I'm signing it right now. What are you talking
Hell
about?
yeah, do it. No, it was like at 250 some when I stumbled across this, and now it's like over 300. So I'm feeling pretty good about
Okay,
myself.
but okay. On a serious note, the whole idea is that when it gets to a certain number, then it gets submitted to the president's desk. I'm talking the president of the United States. And you know,
They're
it's
not going
it's
to have this fandom menace. They're a menace.
They're fans. I like fans.
They make me cool, but they don't bring much energy.
But what could they possibly what? I mean,
What are they going to ban us from? Are we not going to have to go see Rise of Skywalker? Like I said. Oh,
fine,
good God,
thank you. You're
Gertie.
doing me a favor at this point. Oh my
I don't
God.
get it. I gotta believe somebody started this as a joke on our side almost. Maybe,
Oh
but
my
I doubt
God.
it. Oh my God. This is just, I've been laughing about this all afternoon. I even shared it with like EBS and Jeremy and all those guys.
Who started it?
Let's see if I can find out. Doesn't tell you. I have no, I've never really gone on these things.
Usually
Ban
it
the-
says who started it.
Okay, here's the main thing. Hello, Riley Beckman.
No,
Well, don't go attacking her. Don't.
No.
No, but let's
Don't
see
yeah.
here. Let's do this.
Alone.
I'm gonna sign it. Sign the petition.
Harvey started it. Harvey Cthulhu started it.
I am sick of being stuck in here. This is the only way I'm gonna get the button pushed. They actually have contributions too. Oh shit!
Where do you
Where do you click on the sign?
what could this
I'm trying to.
my God, it's not this is like what a college like action group will do, you know. This is well, sign my petition, save the
Oh, you can
whales.
report it. Hey, we can ban their petition and get it banned for being hateful and destroying people's
Okay, let's read it.
livelihood.
Hello, we are positive,
Yeah.
kind, loving people out to spread all sorts of positivity to the world. And one of the biggest things we love is movies. Always loving to share our opinions and spread the joy of love of movies have given us. And recently, we now wish to defend the films we love by any means. But I thought we were supposed to be able to give our opinions.
Well, hey, what a coincidence! We love movies too.
Especially from a group of social media YouTubers and users that call themselves the Phantom Menace.
We don't
want
call
to
ourselves the Phantom.
Remove the Phantom Menace off YouTube and other social media sites because they bully and harass fans, cast, and crew members of several critically acclaimed box office hit films like Disney, Star Wars, Marvel's Captain Marvel. That's a lot of Marvels. And several other Disney or non-Disney related projects.
I've never contacted these people.
Yeah, she's full of shit. The Phantom Menace posts on videos on YouTube reviewing and not quite quotations, films, when in actuality they're just belittling, mocking, harassing, and bullying the cast and crew members, accusing them of ruining, that's in quotations, the movie, and for containing political themes and calling fans of the films SJWs and shills. Well,
No, they're just assholes. They're not so much
hypocritically,
SJWs.
that's a big word. Can you say that, Mecca? Hypocritically? Is that how you say it?
Hypothetically or hypocritically?
Hypocritically, I think it is stating that they love the franchises and respects the fans' opinions and criticisms. They don't. They also prove to be very manipulative, like Jeremy, cancel Jeremy. Always trying to twist things to make them, the victims, and the fans and film crew they're harassing look bad. Like they totally made Kelly Marie Tran cry. They're also prone to be slightly racist, just slightly, and sexist. Notice she said slightly, so as not to make us all sound racist and sexist. As
They
they
are all
denounce
racist and sexist,
everything about diversity, empowerment, and claiming it's SJW. I like panda bears. Oh, pandering. And showing strong hatred to female film, hatred to many, not all of them, because if we said all of them, then we'd be lying. They just simply fail to understand that diversity is a wonderful thing in the world, especially in filmmaking. And
Diversity isn't as wonderful as good writing, though, because just because something is diverse doesn't mean it's good automatically.
And it can lead to more magnificent opportunities and changes everywhere. A lot of great films are proving diversity is wonderful, especially the Disney movie Zootopia. That movie was the best. And that movie was like how many years ago? And who cares? For 2 years, ever since Star Wars The Last Jedi was released to critical acclaim and box office success, the fandom menace, they're a menace, has harassed fans and filmmakers constantly on YouTube every single second, while those magnificent films remained unaffected by those hateful words, and those films were beloved by many fans, praised by critics, won and got nominated.
Shut up! Oh my god, I'm tired of listening to you.
For tons of big awards.
Riley,
And no Razzie Awards. Notice they got none. No Razzie.
Riley has blue
put
hair.
a dick in your mouth so you can do something useful with it. I'm tired of hearing you yammer on and on and on. Shut the fuck up
this is
already.
just-
You know, you should go right to the reasons people sign, because there's some good ones in there,
I'm sure.
especially the most recent one.
I'll get there. Okay, yeah, let's of course they got your favorite Mecca. Kelly Marie was harassed constantly.
Oh no, she wasn't. She
And
was
she
told
left-
and
She
instructed
left
to.
all together and she had to go get help from a doctor.
Good. Was it a weight loss doctor? Was
Those
it a weight
poor
loss doctor to make her
those
face and
poor
genetically smaller?
girls. But at least for Tran, it was a good move on her to leave social media, because she is focusing on positive comments. Many fans
Well, then
are
she doesn't
kidding on
care.
who?
Problem solved.
and there's this scary man who keeps just mutilating her figures. We're doing the same as she gave memorable supporting roles.
Oh my
Okay,
god, what did
yeah,
they say
fuck.
about me?
Here
for
we
sweating
go.
like
Here we
fuck?
go.
Oh.
There's a bunch of FM people around YouTube, social media, but 5 of the biggest offenders are geeks and gamers, comics artist pro secrets,
Jeremy.
that Star Wars girl,
What did Hannah
mindless
ever do?
entertainment, and the
Jesse.
amazing Lucas. I'm sorry, I don't know who the
Who?
amazing Lucas is.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hi. Oh,
Wait,
fuck
just
right.
hold on.
We didn't even make the cut.
Where's Midnight's Edge in that list, huh?
Yeah, we didn't
Where
make the cut.
am I?
Mecca, I can understand, but I'm surprised they put that
What
Star
do we
Wars
look
girl
like,
and not
beef
Mecca.
meat?
Like, here we go. I was making fun of it. Comics artist pro secrets makes videos of him stroking a Star Wars figure in a very unusual manner and constantly hates on all films that have female leads in them, including the upcoming Charlie's Angels reboot.
I'm gonna molest the
right.
porg. Don't make me molest this porg. Don't make me touch this porg where it shouldn't be touched. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
And I guess according to this, Star Wars girl ended up bullying a 14-year-old kid.
No, she didn't.
I'd like to know when this happened. Yeah.
Oh, I think that's the girl that no, they always confused me with Anna. They had I think it was actually me. One of the things was me where they were saying that I had gone after some little asshole kid on my comment sections for yelling at me being obsessed with Brie Larson on an Elvira pinball video.
So this is even still wrapped around you.
But no, it might be Anna and the cosplay girl. That might be part of it.
I have no idea. It's the first I've heard of it.
Okay.
And how do we even know what people's ages are? If you're not fucking old enough to be on social media starting some shit, then don't get on social media and start some shit.
Exactly.
Go home to mommy. Okay, I'm sorry. I got way sucked into reading that. My bad. Because this is just fucking hilarious. It's just fucking hilarious. I love this. Wishing that everyone who worked on The Last Jedi gets cancer. Because, you can wish cancer upon people now.
Who said that?
I don't know. I've never heard that. I kind of think Riley might deserve some cancer, though.
Careful.
Tom,
Have
you do
seen
know
the new YouTube
actually.
terms of service. You want to be careful about that, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not wishing it on her, but I'm kind of,
But just implying that you might wish it, that's now a violation. So
yeah. YouTube suck my dick.
Tom.
Hey, you're implying you might have a dick, and that's a violation of terms of service.
I just loaded up a brand new sound on my soundboard for Riley for just such an occasion.
Bite my shiny metal ass.
You've had that there forever, you liar. The Phantom Menace is awesome. So yeah, let's give it more exposure. That's right, Jake Clark. We are the Phantom Menace. We only want good writing and respect. And see, I knew it. Ruined the man, baby.
What's that?
We can only imagine what Ruin said. Should we even click on it?
I've seen that. I've seen this guy on Twitter.
Oh yeah, we're well aware of
the idea of banning any. If they didn't like my perfect Star Wars movie, Riley's a kind of loving person who simply wants to spread positivity by accusing fans of being sexist and racist. It's good to see that you're following my lead, Riley. Your tickets for Star Wars Celebration are in the mail. Love, RJ, Kathy, Pablo, and everyone at Disney Lucas.
See, this article's like 2 months old, too.
I know, that's the best part.
I think that's why it's so pathetic that, Yeah, this was started back when they were going after Anna a couple of months ago when it was part of that. I think she had like criticized somebody's art on Tumblr or something, or I don't know what happened exactly, but she had said something about the art. Somebody's artwork was disturbing.
I think I know now. Yeah, and then they said something about her sister. People having opinions are bad. When people have opinions, they may think different than me, and that is bad. Bad people are bad. Need to be banned from everything. So good, right? Thinking people like me. Annie Trecker, you're so right. Bravo. Oh, here we go. Keith Johnson's pissed. I'm sick and tired of it as well. Other people who need to be included are Mecha Random 42, Nerdrotic, Egotastic Fun Time, and Midnight's Edge. Woo! Star Wars is for everybody. So yeah, right. We stopped you from going to see that movie, John. Just remember that. We stood in the way.
I didn't stand in the way of anything. I sat my ass at home where I didn't have to go and see that thing.
All I know is whoever that anti-trekker guy is, he was pretty smart.
Hail Doom Cat Army. I'm silent. This is for 4 days ago. Say that customer feedback and free marketing surveys and potential audience, especially when built-in audience is valued and shaded. Silly accusation of is and phobias. At no time in cinema history has it been easier for studios to discover that the audience who see the movies multiple times buy them and by related products want to and need to see a continuation to an established story, and also that they do not want and also what they do not want. Kennedy and her story group had the wrong priorities and steered the saga over a cliff. Great missed opportunities. If you don't like movements of disgruntled fans, maybe make better movies that come from love of what it is and not how it can be used to deliver a service for irrelevant messaging to the markets and that do not support the brand anyway. That's damn right. Yeah, here you go again with another Hail Doomcocker. 500 signatures will cause the ban on people who dislike Disney Star Wars, or ban on people who say The Last Jedi is a muddled script. There you go. See, again, what are they gonna do? We're such terrible, toxic people. Oh. 3 Star Wars fans walk into Ruin Johnson's. Do I need to see this?
Of course.
Oh, geez. So, yeah, if you guys head over there, there's all kinds of good ones. You guys can have some fun with this. Let's
make sure you heart that one by that anti-checker guy though. That was really good.
I'll see if I get the petition link again in the chat because people are asking for it.
I didn't see you hit the heart button on the anti-checker one though.
I'm not gonna because I don't like that anti-checker guy.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
That anti-checker, whoever he is, I'll tell you. That kid's going places. That kid, let me tell you. He's so well spoken.
Yeah,
he really is.
You know, people that don't think like me are bad.
If I could tell him face to face, I'd say, "Well done, sir."
I gotta take this phone call. Be right back.
Oh,
No
Gary's
problem. Hey, Gary, I sent you a link if you're not busy. Because we're going to get into these Star Wars breakdowns here. We're being canceled, Gary.
Oh, God. Yeah, we're all being canceled.
We've been canceled.
Disney's bought YouTube.
Again, we've been canceled again.
I know it happens like every other day, doesn't it?
Just let me know so I know if I want to spend money and go to Japan or not. That's all I need to know.
Time for this robot to get back to work.
Oh, for sake.
So yeah, we got this big old leak yesterday. It came out like
Hey, you know, I'm sorry. I've seen the doctor. They're giving me medication for
towels.
You know, I sit on I wear these stupid Depends. I'm doing what I can. Oh, different. Never mind. Said big old leak. I thought you meant something else. Never mind. Go ahead.
So yeah, Rob, you got these leaks that we did the report on from Reddit?
Oh, I got them somewhere. Rise of Skywalker. You want me to go right through these Jedi practices?
Well, while you're doing that, Gary did a video and Jeremy did a video on these. The track list.
Did a video.
Star Wars. Well, we didn't do a part on this because we didn't catch this, but the track list for Rise of Skywalker soundtrack leaked online, I guess, or something or other.
Mm-hmm. And Disney quickly yanked it.
Yeah, and let's put it this way. From here on out, if you guys don't want any spoilers for Rise of Skywalker, I hate to tell you to click away, but go watch something else for a little while because, yeah, we've got a shit ton of spoilers. We're going to talk a lot of Star Wars.
Internet.
It's going to be out like tomorrow or the next day in Japan.
Is that true?
I think so.
Really, it's coming out early in Japan.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for those of you,
first of all, I gotta say, Eric, I find that comment offensive. Eric in the chat said, "How do you spoil a turd?" That is offensive, my friend. You need to take that back right now.
Turds don't spoil; they dry out.
Yes, thank you. Wait a minute.
Yeah, they get dry out and they get rusty. They turn
It's
green.
a coffee table now, Eddie. I can put my drink on it. My friends come in and say, "Oh, that's beautiful." I say, "That's not beautiful. It's a piece of shit."
You know, all of my subscribers are now like really laughing at me right now because I was talking on my live stream about how much I hate spoilers, and I was trying to avoid spoilers, but then I had to watch the video prepping for this.
Well, if you didn't want to, you could have switched days. Sorry about that.
Switch gays. Hey, man.
I was a 40.
How dare you assume my preferences, even if they're correct? But no, I already watched the video that you guys.
I've got what they call
Well, and that was actually kind of the
Forget
short
it.
version.
He's gay.
That version actually left out a lot of stuff that we had already reported on previously in the other one. But we're really going to break them down now. But I don't know. I'm not going to show this because I'm not going to give anything away or whatever. But I got the list here. So, and of course, Gary had a video on it, and so did Jeremy and a few others. But some pretty giveaway titles. Pretty much.
Shrek 22, Meet the Palpatines.
Yeah. Meet the Palpatines. Gary, get your ass in here. God damn it.
Yeah, come on, buddy. Yeah, please.
Oh God, because your video, you did a video on this already. So yeah, I'm not going to go through the whole list because Gary did a video, but some of the better titles. Okay, besides Meet the Palpatines.
Meet the Palpatines. That's got to be the best.
Fleeing from Kamiji. Let's see here. The old Death Star comes about not quite midway. The final saber duel, if I could talk today, comes in about midway. Healing wounds. You missed this one, Rob. Healing wounds right after the final saber duel. Interesting. Keep that in mind.
The power of Christ compels you. No, the power of Rey compels you.
And
the
then
power of Rey compels you.
And then we have approaching the throne. Parents coming together.
Someone's going to take a dump. Someone's going to take a dump.
And you can kind of figure the rest. I'm going to leave the rest. Just go check out Gary's video on it and Jeremy's video on it. But, okay, so now I read some of those off. Let's get into these fucking spoilers, man. Because the video that we did earlier, you just went and broke down the ones that are kind of the newest and things that have kind of changed, obviously. So we left out a lot of the stuff that had been there before. But, of course, a lot of the same stuff from before was there. So let's run down this.
I mean, it's pretty extensive, Jedi practice.
Yeah, so we'll try and go through it quickly, but this is going to take a little while either way. These are funny. Read it as fast as you can, Rob, anyway, until we get to something to say. Stop!
Okay, Kylo slaughters his way through natives in the woods. We've seen that in the thing. Pyramid-shaped Wayfinder is something like a triangular pyramid, and it's like a GPS. Kylo flies through Red Nebula. Exegol Kylo wanders in a science lab. Hear Palpatine's voice. I am the one who's been orchestrating this from the shadows. You know,
Palpatine's behind it all.
Mm-hmm. Or Palpatine's like Vince McMahon. It was me, Austin. It was me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin. So, flash of lightning, metal arm. He's being held up by like a puppet on a thing there. Somehow, for a guy who's been dead for 30 years, Palpatine's managed to create a huge space armada. I don't get it. Asteroid
savings alone.
Mm-hmm. Informant, Rey jungle base scene, Rey training with Leia. They connect on the Falcon, lightspeed skipping, yada yada, because fuel is still a thing now because of Rian Johnson, that idiot.
Yay.
So now time travel skipping, is that like creating a wormhole or whatever in Star Trek?
I don't know.
It's like Battlestar Galactica where they had to keep jumping to stay ahead of the Cylons because JJ can't do anything original.
Well, they show up on fire. And here's the thing. We have a shot that's in the trailer twice, but it's used in two different contexts with different lighting. The one time Poe says, here we go, possibly for the, here we're jumping or whatever, possibly for the last time. And it's with green lighting, and then it zooms back and you see this big, massive sandworm, right? Then another time he says that it's the same exact shot, only it's blue lighting this time. Mm-hmm. And then you zoom to the outside, and it's them just going into a regular hyper jump or whatever. Now, in the story you're reading there, that's the thing, is the Falcon shows up on fire because of the time jump skip shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Or the light speed jump shit.
Palpatine is combining the first. Palpatine's combining the First Order and his forces into the Final Order.
We need a catchy name. We've got the
Something
First Order.
Last order. Nah, that's not good enough. Final order. That's better. Let's do that.
I'm sorry, Mr. Palpatine. We're closing up soon. Can you please give me your final order?
I want 17,000 Star Destroyers and a metal arm to carry me around.
Yeah, order
Did you ever-
67. That's what it's going to be.
Actually, yeah, order 67. Yeah, because there's been no other orders issued in all that time. Did you ever see the Woody Allen movie Bananas, where he just walks into like a diner in the middle of the jungle? He's got to get food for the rebels. Yes, I'll have a cup of coffee. Do you have any? Can I get something to go? Do you have any grilled cheese sandwiches? Yes, we do, sir. Yeah, I'll take 1,000. It's just like he starts placing these outlandish orders. Yeah, I'll have. I want half of them on whole wheat and the other half on rye. Fernando want his on roll. Oh yeah, one on roll. Just, that's how ludicrous this is. Luke was looking for Exegol, but he was unable to find it because he didn't have the Wayfinder.
Do you know the way?
Rose is a background character. Okay, meeting Kylo to discuss his first order spy. Following meeting Kylo, first order spy. Okay, yeah, Hux. They changed the subject. Okay, yada yada. Ray Pisana, speeder chase. Yeah. I'm losing the will to live.
Just
When
like
Ray's
Padme.
they freaking this is a subject near and dear to my heart. They get sucked into quicksand. I'm sorry,
porn.
not even Ray could make quicksand hot. I'm sorry, Ray couldn't make. She couldn't. She the worst quicksand porn ever. Watching her sink. Oh God, and that is the thing.
And 3PO gets a moment.
3PO gets a moment. Hey, he goes, you didn't say my name? Well, fuck you. Fuck all you.
I know none of you care about me, but in 20 minutes I'm going to say you're all my friends.
Okay.
Well, no,
Quick
they
super
explained
chat.
why. They explained why he does that is because his memory banks are wiped and he's never met any of them. And I guess they reboot him mid-memory or something.
Yeah, R2 has his backup or whatever, yeah.
Captain Hare, how long will it take to get Ray Dies credits cut of the movie?
That doesn't happen until the end. So I guess it depends on how you cut it that
race life.
quick.
Okay, Chewbacca gets captured. Oh, that was confirmed. The prisoner. That was confirmed.
Oh yeah, the prisoners in there, and then yeah, we've already seen plenty of pictures of
Who
the Knights
is
of Ren in
number
the
one?
desert.
Oh, wrong prisoner. Sorry.
Matt G,
Number one.
$2. JJ avoiding spoilers too. What did I film again? That's right. He's probably filming more shit right now as we speak. He's got a week to finish it, so
I've got to change this. Well, they leaked out on the internet about it. What am I going to do? The mystery box is ruined.
3PO, they translate the Sith dagger. Babu Frick, nobody cares. Story, Bliss, and Poe reminiscent tells him about a medallion. Rey grabs the dagger in Kylo's quarters on a Star Destroyer. She sees Ochi. Who the fuck is Ochi?
he's the new bad guy.
Okay.
Or he's a bad guy they talk about. I don't even know if he's in the movie.
They apparently left her on.
Yeah, they probably forgot about him.
Well, no, he's in the flashback. Here's something if you guys haven't noticed. JJ has started to retcon shit from the start of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Everything from the moment of the beginning of the story to even now and continuing on is going to be him retconning shit from The Last Jedi.
Ochi sounds like a guy that Cheech is waiting for him to
Bring his
come
weed.
through the package. Yeah, bring his
Hey, man, when's Ochi
Ochi,
getting here?
stuff, man.
Yeah, when you getting here, man?
Oh man, we got to get the Wayfinder first.
I don't know how to find your way.
No, man, not Finder. The Wayfinder, man.
What's that?
Oh man, it's like a little tiny. Vato takes it, man.
Why don't we just use GPS, man? It's a lot easier.
Oh man, we type of GPS, man.
I got a Sith dagger here.
Oh yeah, let me check that out, man.
It
Oh
looks
man,
like the one I bought from Walmart.
You get this in Tijuana?
No, Walmart.
Ochi's, hey man, it's Ochi. I got the stuff.
Here is your stuff.
No, man, I'm Ochi, man. I got the stuff, man. I think the cops saw me.
But anyway, yeah, he's just in this flashback, as far as I know. And here's where we build up the whole thing that Rey is somebody. She's not a nobody. And Ochi is chasing her parents, so he's probably a bounty hunter, or he works. He works for the Empire. That's all we know, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
So
Ochi was supposed to retrieve Rey because Rey is a Palpatine. Death Star wreckage. It's called out as Endor, not the Forest Moon, though it seems to be a bit debatable. Ewoks are looking skyward, blah, blah, blah. On Endor, Jaina cohorts explained they were First Order troopers who mutinied during a battle, refusing to fire on civilians and managed to escape on the ships they were in. Rey isn't provided with a water skiff. She reaches Death Star wreckage, yada, yada. Source claims Rey interacts with a dark vision of herself. After touching the Wayfinder, Dark Rey uses folding lightsaber to trap Rey's own blade, easily gaining the upper hand and driving home the point how much more powerful she could be if she submitted to the darkness. Bullshit, because the dark side isn't stronger. Is the dark side stronger?
easily more seductive it is.
Seductive like me in a thong.
Or Kathy Ireland.
No, just me.
What happened to Kathy Ireland?
Let me twerk it.
Baby Yoda.
Yada yada.
I need to just think of Baby Yoda just to take my mind off this shit.
I've been using that as palate cleanser.
Right?
Yep.
I've watched that Baby Yoda song like 5 times now just to be like, okay, remember Baby Yoda exists.
They say,
At least, if they didn't have Baby Yoda, I mean, we would be so fucked with Star Wars right now. But of course, see, now, of course, the little Last Jedi defenders are getting all pissy. Are they going to boycott the movie now because JJ was mean to Rian Johnson?
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. That's the next story. But yeah, let's hurry up and get through this.
But yeah, this
shit
is
show.
I mean, it's like there's nothing. Assuming this is true stuff, there's nothing. I mean, JJ's just taking old ideas and recycling them. Like instead of having Finn betray the First Order and rebel, now we have a whole bunch of stormtroopers betraying the First Order. I mean, it's just the same thing.
Well, they need to have
does-
somebody to make up the resistance. The resistance is all dead. Sorry, Rob.
Right.
Well, all he does is take whatever he's already done before and just make more of it. That's all.
Right.
Well, that's what this is. This is an Into Darkness reboot, isn't it? Like, because they're bringing back, aren't they curing death now with Rey's little healing powers?
Yeah, you
So
got
Khan
that.
blood. The Force is Khan blood now.
Yeah, and then they've got that new general who was somebody who supposedly was under the Emperor or whatever. That the one guy that's going to be coming up here that kills the other guy.
Well, okay. This person says that Leia's final word is Ben, which catches Kylo's attention and distracts him long enough for Rey to stab him through the abdomen.
The two of us
And then-
need look no more.
You know what? If Rey wants to stab Ben, why doesn't she just stab him since he kicked his ass twice already?
It gets better. Just wait.
After Kylo's stab, Han shows up out of nowhere.
See?
It's as if he's standing there alive again.
Because she
He
has
gives
like
Kylo-
a total like mind fuck, and I guess during this she must be kicking his ass and ends up piercing him while So it's not her fault. She was having a force gasm.
He gives
She's
Kylo
not
some
forced
words.
herself at this point. I'm just tired of her.
Get off my ship.
Well, he recycled the entire scene, from The Force Awakens. I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Yeah, so this time he makes the proper choice, and I think that's what it's supposed to be symbolizing. And people are like, he's not a force ghost because it's probably a vision. That's why.
Near death vision.
Yeah, and then Mary Sue brings him back to life.
When on Octu, Rey goes to Octu. Rey throws the lightsaber away. Luke catches the lightsaber and says something like, "This shouldn't be discarded. Too fucking late, asshole."
See, and I think that's supposed to be a vision of Luke making it right.
Mm-hmm. The Luke and Leia scenes are still in there. Leia says she gave up her Jedi training because she didn't want her children to fall to the dark side. They both know she's a Palpatine, yada yada. Porgs are seen in Act 2. Oh yeah, of course, marketing.
Porgs are back. Porgs are back. Porgs are back.
Can we eat them now?
I'm losing the will to live.
Porgs.
Well, Mecca's happy at least.
And we get Ewoks and Porgs back, and Baby Yoda. Is Baby Yoda in this one? These are cute.
Well, let me go. Yeah, Lando.
Now,
is,
what I would pay to see is Baby Yoda swallowing a porg whole. That would be cool.
He would do it too.
Yeah, that would make Mecca like totally freak out. She wouldn't know what to do.
There's no decide with. Like, but they are. Well,
it was
Baby
cute,
Yoda,
but he ate a porg.
Baby Porg Yoda. Mental breakdown.
Baby had to eat. Okay. Baby had to eat. That's I just gotta keep convincing myself.
Okay. Let me just jump
before
ahead.
You do that. Sorry, Rob. Echo Base Network sent us $1.99. This could be the worst. This could be worse than TLJ if these are true. Well, just to make these even more true, I'll just say it now instead of later. If you haven't watched the video we dropped earlier, Andre translated what would be the equivalent of the Swedish Motion Picture Association over there. It's through the government, so it's their film board or whatever. And they
Ministry of Film.
They actually list the reasons why it was rated what it was rated, and it confirms a few of these things. So the closer we're getting, the more stuff that's out there, the more confirmation that this is fucking real.
Palpatine sucks the life force out of Kylo and Rey,
which is one of the reasons for the rating. A scary man sucks the life force out of people.
No. Do I have to see this? Do I have to?
No,
I figured I might as well just be Dracula. Fuck it.
Well, we had Dracula in the last movie's trilogy. Can we just bring him back? Oh yeah, he's dead.
Well, Palpatine kicks Ben Solo into a ravine, claiming he's the last of the Skywalker line. Rey hears voices such as Yoda, Luke, Leia, Mace Windu, and others who give her strength to stand up. So she's doing
even
Captain
stand
Marvel.
up.
A Marvel moment. So not only does she stand up, then what, Rob?
Palpatine tries to use lightning, but she blocks it with one of her lightsabers, but seemingly stalemates them. She then finds the strength to pull the other saber to her, making an X formation, and this allows her to deflect the lightning back towards Palpatine. Palpatine apparently disintegrates and explodes, causing the arena to crumble. This is where new information comes to the picture, but also killing Rey. Ben Solo, Kylo Ben, climbs out of the pit, finding a dead Rey, and decides to give his life force for her.
Let's rewrite that. He decides to say, well, shit, that's a waste of a good-looking gal, but I gotta go.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He uses the healing trick to save Rey, but draining his life force in the process. Then there's a weird fanfic moment where they kiss and he dies. The whole freaking series has been fan fiction to this point. What's the difference now?
Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. Floating in a pod, Baby Yoda.
I just need to keep reminding myself.
Put that little green fucker up on the screen, Tom. I need just to remind me that all hope is not lost. Put that little cute little. Oh, there you go. It's
not the Baby Yoda. Yeah, this one is a PO box. It's not Baby Yoda, but it's cute. It's close enough.
I got a good one here.
It's the baby.
I need to know. I need to know Star Wars can be good again.
I don't think it can. I don't know. I don't think it can.
But we haven't even gotten to the. There he is. There's that little cute little green fucker.
Baby Yoda sipping tea.
Why are you fighting?
I still love the Perfect Strangers opening that they did. Like, God, if this was a kid's show in the 80s, Dude, right next to Al. Just put it next to Alf. When do you watch
Right?
the fuck out of this? Man, this would have been just missed opportunities.
Let's discuss something. Captain Air $5. Let's discuss something fun. I bet that porn parody 3PO will decrypt the Sith strap-on by using it on Rey. Yeah.
Bend over.
Okay. I'm sorry.
I was just saying, bend over, Master Sway. Master Sway.
All right. Let me just.
Man,
skip
G
ahead.
sent us one too. Humans from Ewoks films show up. Why not? Why would they even be in there anymore? They'd be
Well,
dead
okay.
probably
Apparently,
in
though,
8.
everybody survives. Everybody survived the battle, unlike we first. Everybody survives the final battle, and Zori, Blitz, and Poe are
Can
going
we
to head
pretend
off.
they didn't? Can we just
Get a
pretend
room.
they didn't?
Yeah, I'd rather they didn't. The ending described is also slightly different than I had previously been told. Rey didn't disassemble Luke and Leia's lightsaber. She came to the moisture farm, to Tatooine, to bury them. She now has black, gray handled lightsabers, which she ignites to show a yellow blade. So they're mood rings now. She and BB-8 are the only ones present until a woman appears asking her name, which she says, Rey. Rey who? Then seeing Luke and Leia's ghosts in the distance, replies, Rey Skywalker. As she clearly sees them as parents she was never able to have.
Which
Rey and
is
BB-8.
really so. Wait a minute. So the guy that she hung out with for like 2 days, while he basically crapped all over himself, and then the chick that she didn't know at all except gave her a hug because someone she cared about died. They're her parents.
Wow. Hopefully she doesn't meet any like bad boys with low self-esteem, man.
It's
All right,
exactly
all over
like I
that.
said the other day or whatever it was when I said flat out. I'm like, it's like if you went to college and you took a class and there was a professor who was nothing but a grump and an ass to you. So you left his class 2 weeks in because you got pissed off at him. But then after he dies, you decide to take on his name in honor of him.
She moves into Luke's house and takes his name. She commits identity theft, and she's
Cultural appropriation and identity theft.
Yep. She can go to jail for that.
Evidently not on Tatooine. The Hutts don't frown upon it as much, I guess.
Did you ever see that short film Troops? This was like cops.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. That was like
That's
the best
awesome,
Star Wars fan film ever.
Where's that guy? You know,
He's hanging from a tree somewhere because he was hoping to make some more Star Wars stuff, and then this is what we got.
Yeah, I love that. You know, I've been out here for about 3 years. You know, I joined the Empire, and let me tell you, they call this the ass end of space, but I like the small town feel.
I just love that Aunt Beru was a freaking psycho. That was...
Thermal detonator.
Oh Lord, let's move
Oh
on.
yeah, we better go tell their nephew Duke. Luke. Yeah, Luke.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, it's really a shame, you know.
Baby
Yeah,
Yoda.
it's real shame.
Baby Yoda.
Does Kylo Ben really die in the movie? The pit doesn't kill him, but that does happen. Where's Matt Smith? Matt Smith, these guys, this Jedi Practice didn't see Matt Smith. This is the.
He might be playing Ucho
This
or
is
whatever.
I think he's a flashback character, isn't he?
Yeah, this is glorified fan fiction. This really is.
Right.
This is really fucking glorified fan fiction. This is bad fan fiction at that.
I like what Rock Follow was just saying though, because so she's fantasizing about a brother and sister being her parents.
Because incest is wincest.
And,
Well, what's better yet is if, let's put it this way, if it comes out in the movie still that she's actually a Palpatine like it says there, and Palpatine supposedly induced a baby into Shmi, creating Anakin, right? That was kind of what he was implying. Am I wrong?
Yeah. That's...
So if he's the grandpappy and she kisses Kylo, aren't they kissing cousins? Just saying.
Incest is wincest because it's gonna make the Raylos happy, and because to make the Raylos happy, you just need to do something that they're not gonna have to think about. Hey, they almost kissed. We're happy. Yeah, but they're almost
Boy.
this. Oh no! Don't burst
I'm
their little
waiting.
bubble.
The porn
It's not
parody,
nice
this is
to
gonna be
pick on
fun.
dumb people.
I can't wait though on December 19th at whatever time
That's
when
8
the
days.
first
Are you going? Rob?
yeah
You what? Huh?
I don't
You
want
got to.
I don't want to.
I already paid you to see a movie you didn't see, so you better go see this.
Don't make me go. I don't want to go.
Rob-
I don't
Andre's
wanna
gonna
I was,
fucking make you
I
go.
was thinking of flying out to
I
stay
don't
with
wanna
Rob. Should I do that?
Andre said you got to see it.
I was thinking of flying out there and seeing it with him. And it
You're
would
gonna have to
probably
hold his
be
hand.
Don't make me do it. I don't want to do it. Don't make me do it.
You're gonna have to take a whip
Well,
with you or a cattle prod or something.
See, if I fly out there, will it make it better? See, now I have to. Now somebody's got to send me like $800 so I can do it because that's how much it's going to be.
All right, let's move on to this next story, Rob. JJ's throwing motherfuckers under the bus left and right.
Frack off, Felgo car, drink plenty of spirits. Yeah.
Yeah,
Quick emergency baby Yoda drop.
baby
I don't want
Yoda.
I don't want to go. You're going to have to electroshock me back into coherence.
Here you go, Rob. Here you go. Just look at baby Yoda.
Oh, look at that cute little green fucker. Oh, look at the little punum. Oh, baby Yoda. Baby
Okay, this next
Baby
story at
Yoda.
least is a little better. We get to
Yoda eases the pain.
Yes, it does. We get to talk about Ryan Johnson getting thrown under the bus by JJ.
J.J. Abrams criticizes Star Wars The Last Jedi in new interview. Oh, my God. They've actually turned on their own.
Yeah, I sent you the New York Times version of this where it originated from.
I've
We also
expended-
got a quote from KK about Trevorrow in there too. I wanted to point out.
I've expended my my number of reviews.
Oh, I guess I get to read it then. Well, we're gonna bust through some of this anyway because this is just nonsense bullshit, right?
I'm freaking reading like articles, basically articles, free articles every month, reading about economic policy and when I could be doing something important, you know.
Well, it actually goes into the breakdown of everything that's happened since Star Wars was bought by Disney. Talks about how when Kennedy first approached Abrams, she wanted him to do all 3 movies. He said no.
JJ, I want you to do all 3 Star Wars movies.
I'm trying to find the part I want
no.
here. Sorry.
It's okay. We get 2 super chats.
Oh, okay. Let's do those first.
Son
I
of
found
a
it now, but yeah.
Death Ray Bargain Bin. That's a great
Ooh.
name. $5. Episode 9. We're almost at the end of the trilogy, and we haven't even used all of our action scenes yet. Yep. Larry Bernard, $2. Mixing anti-tracker on mead is a good mix. That's right.
That's right.
It's kind of like
That does work.
Scotch and soda.
Scotch and soda. All right.
I
I'm
know.
going to try and read this. This is the best part of this. Amid a frantic casting, writing, and construction needed to get The Force Awakens underway, Kennedy went to Abrams with a further proposition. In addition to episode 7, would he like to tackle episodes 8 and 9 as well? Abrams' response was a succinct, I was like, are you crazy? Fuck you. He recalled Kennedy acknowledged that Abrams had enough on his plate. It was pretty obvious that it was overwhelming, she said. Instead,
Kathy, I'm too busy ruining Star Trek, Kathy. I can't do it. I can't fit it in my schedule.
We got 2 more super chats. Sorry, Tom. Hold on.
I'm not
Captain
gonna
Hare.
complain.
Rob needs Rise of Skywalker primer to get his despair to critical mass. I recommend Ghostbusters 2016. $1.99 Echo Base Network. I'm literally going to stand up and boo at the end. A lot of people are.
Where did I? Oh, they're earlier. That's why. Okay. I hope
Kathy,
a lot of people do.
You know, Kathy, I told people that Khan wasn't in the movie. I mean, do you think I could get away with that again?
No. All right. Now, instead of episode 8 was titled The Last Jedi and was written and directed by Ryan fucking Roundhead Johnson.
Do I need my
of
thwacker? Where's my
Knives
thwacker?
Out. In his story, the Force Awakens heroes were separated from one another, confronting personal roadblocks like actual story on individual journeys, and the actors found it just as challenging to make, and I wonder why. The characters were very frustrated. No, those were the actors being frustrated, Ryan. But anyway, and it felt that way. Yeah. Isaac said that. Okay. You felt the difficult energy of those scenes figuring that stuff out. Yeah, in other words, it sucked. The Last Jedi, released in 2017, was also a success, but each time it addressed one of the several cliffhangers left dangling from the dingleberry that was Force Awakens. What would happen when Rey returned Luke Skywalker's lightsaber to him? Who were her parents? Who was nefarious Supreme Leader Snoke? I can't even talk.
Supreme Leader? Somebody say Supreme Leader?
No, I didn't say Supreme Leader. Johnson's movie seemed to say the answers to these
Ryan
questions
Johnson?
aren't as important as you think. Now, here's the best part, folks. Here's the creme de la creme. Abrams praised The Last Jedi for being full of surprises and subversion and all sorts of bold choices. On the other hand, he added, it's a bit of a meta approach to the story. I don't think that people go to Star Wars to be told, this doesn't matter. Even so, Abrams said, The Last Jedi laid the groundwork for the rise of Skywalker in a story that I think needed a pendulum swing in one direction in order to swing in the other. Okay, now, Rob, you're a fast-talking bullshitter like me.
That's right.
This sounds very diplomatic, right?
Yes, it does.
But what is he really fucking saying here?
He's saying that you really did, you fucked up everything I was trying to do.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I came in, I set it up on a tee for you. I pitched you a nice change up right over the middle of the plate, and you swung and missed.
No, he wet his pants and then laughed about it and then yelled at us for calling him out on wetting his pants.
I made a doody. I made a doody in my pants.
Shit.
You didn't like my duty.
The talking duty is talking about duty.
Ryan,
We got a couple
nobody asked you.
I like duty in my pants.
Warm and squishy.
Nicky, like my duty.
Jaybird Third, send us $10. Rob?
Wow, if they're throwing shade at Ruin Johnson now, after all this time, protecting and making excuses for him, they must be trying to soften the blow. They know this thing is going to be bad. Yeah. Jaegerbomb, $5. I feel that The Last Jedi will be worse than Rise of Skywalker because we got suckered into TLJ, where Rise of Skywalker we know to avoid like the plague, or plague, as you say. Thoughts? Keep up the food fight.
If his name's Jaeger Bomber, I'm guessing he's drunk, and that's probably really good for a drunk person. Thoughts on that? I think Rise of Skywalker is going to be worse.
Yeah,
TLJ was more of a shock.
They know this is going to be bad because they've been letting it out in the media.
Here's the thing. We were bait and switched by the Last Jedi. We were told that this was going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, and then we went like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
Well, that's the thing. You have half the people who really, really like it because for whatever reason, they either have no taste or they enjoy screwing with people or they're politically motivated or whatever reason they might have for it. You do have some people who genuinely like this film who probably
like the duty.
Yeah, who probably don't like Star Wars that much or they just like it so much that they like anything. So you have that factor as well coming in. And you had somebody like Kathleen Kennedy who doesn't know the difference and doesn't care. And that is the biggest problem there, is that she approved it and didn't have the foresight to be like, hey, people are going to have a problem with this. People love these characters. She went too much on the fact that some people enjoyed the movie. Some of the people of the more SJW mindset, probably, that were in her little inner circle telling her it was good. And she didn't go for another opinion. She didn't go ask any like actual filmmakers. She didn't go and ask George Lucas or, anybody else.
She trusted Kathleen.
Ryan too much.
Trusted Ryan Cam.
My mom always told me I was cool.
She lied to you.
Yeah, and she also probably told you it didn't hurt when she birthed you as well. Thomas Potts, $1.90.
Like passing a watermelon in with
right?
Cantaloupe. Huh?
It's like a bowling ball on top of a cabbage patch kid.
A boulder. See what I did there? Thomas Potts.
No, that boulder was aborted. You know it.
Fact.
Girlfriend's kid. What?
About the anti-tracker's life.
What's he drinking? Soda?
I just did that just for fun.
Jaeger bomb, $2.
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda likes the Starbucks.
Yes.
Baby Yoda.
Hey, by the way, I didn't know this, but A Christmas Carol is evidently about you, Annie Trekker.
Yeah, that's a thing.
How's that work?
Oh, do you also hate Christmas? I hate Christmas. Fuck Christmas.
I know. I don't know why Thomas is saying that, because I really love Christmas, but the problem is that like I have no Christmas decorations or anything this year because with my leg the way it is, I can't like.
I ain't have the time to put nothing up. I don't even have a tree.
Yeah,
I don't have the money to get one either. But
I think what he's really trying to say is that I'm as old as Ebenezer Scrooge because he likes to make fun of.
If my kid wasn't 18, maybe I'd worry about it. But anyway, Jaeger Bomber sends another $2. Forgive the spelling errors. Long day night. That's all right, Jaeger Bomber. We're just having some fun here. I can't read anyway, so
I am a writer.
Me a reader.
Alex Kurtzman. Oh, don't bring him into this mess. That's all we need.
Here's the other big part. The auteur strikes back. Some journeys end before they begin. So it went for Colin Trevorrow, the Jurassic World director and co-writer who was originally set to direct episode 9, but left the project in 2017. Left the project, yeah. He and his collaborator, Derek Connolly, still share story credit on the film with Abrams and Chris Terrio. Explaining the change, Kennedy said, that's probably just because I got paid. We had gotten to not even a first draft when we realized it just wasn't heading in the direction we'd been talking about. She added that Trevorrow's departure was very amicable. Doesn't the guilty party always say that's about a divorce?
Of course.
Oh yeah, we left on good terms. Yeah, that's what they always say.
Yeah, because that's the only person I know who's saying that shit. And something that happens quite frequently in the development phase. No, Kathy, this only fucking happens to you. This only fucking happens to you. And you're supposed to be Miss fucking Super Pussy over there, doing everything you fucking can to make Star Wars the biggest and bestest it's ever, brightest it's ever been, with all your diversity fucking politics bullshit. When you done screwed the fucking pooch, and now you gotta fucking face the music, okay? You're getting stories written about you in the Wall Street Journal. You're getting stories written about you in Forbes, in foreign presses. It's not good. It's not good, Kathy. This isn't YouTubers. This even goes beyond Variety and Hollywood Reporter. The big boys read this shit.
Yeah, the investors.
The boardroom guys. The people who sign your fucking checks read this shit. And you know what they're seeing? You can't fucking hack it. 40 years in the game and you can't do your fucking job.
Mm-hmm.
What have we been saying? And it takes these little nobody, low-level YouTubers. This is the same thing coming from retail. You've got these big CEO executives who don't know their ass from a hole in the ground, and who's out there actually doing the work? Who's actually in there in the trenches, as it were, for retail? Well, it's the same thing with the fans. We're the ones out there paying attention to what you guys are saying. We're the ones doing the research. We're the ones digging up your dirt. And when it comes to somebody like Alex Kurtzman over in Star Trek, we're the ones paying attention to what they say and what they do. And we're out there breaking these stories a lot of the times before your little pre-approved, bought and paid for access shill media who just want to kiss your ass for an interview.
I'll tell you. Hold on a second. But before we go on, Mexican Iron Man, 1999, Hail to Midnight's Edge, aka the professors of all things fandom.
Hail, sir.
And ME channel, my post-grad school for intelligent fandom. Why is the movie business the only industry that doesn't give its customers the things we want?
They used to.
They used to.
Sometimes
Even when
they
the-
do. Snakes
even
on
when
a
they
plane.
Even when they fuck up, they'd be like, "Yeah, we fucked up on that one." They would take that every fucking time. Every time a movie would fail, they wouldn't blame us back in the day. I don't ever be ever in my entirety of my life being blamed for a movie failing.
The worst thing they used to say, well, you know what? Maybe it was the right movie, but at the wrong time.
Or the marketing sucked. Or the studio didn't understand my movie or something. Yeah, and you'll have that with hits or movies that weren't hits at the time they came out become like, what do you call them? Cult classics.
Yeah,
and
like
shit.
The Wizard of Oz didn't, people
It was a hit, but it wasn't a huge hit.
No,
it
wasn't
got
a cult
overshadowed
classic
big time
later.
by other movies.
Like Gone with the Wind, yeah.
Yeah. And then even, just in recent years, look at a lot of the movies in the 80s and 90s that people discovered on cable and shit, like Monster Squad.
Exactly.
Didn't do shit in theaters.
Last Starfighter was another one.
Yeah, classic movies. And that's the thing. A lot of these people don't understand what they have, and then they screw it up so bad. And then you have people screaming at the top of their lungs saying, don't do this. Don't let this happen. Don't. And they're like, oh, screw you. You're just a bunch of toxic fanboys. What do you want? What do you know?
Yeah, that's the easiest way of disregarding any kind of criticism is calling somebody toxic. And I am so fucking sick of that. That is such bullshit.
Hey,
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Rob. Sorry.
Stop being so toxic, man.
Well,
Fuck you. No.
There's a scene in Oh God Part 2 where there's a board of doctors.
Hey, Gracie.
And people they know better. People who all know better. They know what they're very educated, and they're trying to decide whether the little girl is going to be institutionalized. And one of them says, "Well, if she's right, then we're all wrong." That's what it comes down to. That's honestly what it comes down to. If we're right, then they're wrong.
They've had to in so many ways admit that we're right. Because they can't say that we're wrong because we're the fucking customer.
Well,
just as Mexican Iron Man said.
For doing it.
Well, yeah. I mean, what other business works on that? Other than the medical industry where they can just tell you to go fuck yourself. Which isn't really a business. It's anyway. I just don't understand how this world works now where we're the problem. It never, ever, ever was this way before. Ever.
You are the problem, Thomas. You're a toxic fan. You're a toxic man, baby, Thomas. Don't you understand?
Even when Temple of Doom wasn't, received that well when it first came out. That's, not revisionist history. People say Empire wasn't. No, Empire was fine. Now, on the other hand, a bunch of people went into a fucking tizzy over Temple of Doom because it was dark.
It was
violent.
Guy getting his heart ripped out of his chest.
Partially the reason there's a PG-13 rating today. And even George Lucas and Spielberg have technically apologized for that movie, even though I don't think they should have. I felt that is one of the best of the series because it takes a lot more chances.
Yeah.
But, they've said, George said he was in a dark period in his life. He's in the middle of a divorce. And same thing with Spielberg. He was, seeing the fucking chick in the movie and dealing with all that shit. So he was distracted. He didn't care, And even Kasdan said the same thing. They allowed him to get away with shit that he never thought that they would and stuff like that. Yeah, Eric Draven, embrace your toxicity. We're the Toxic Avengers. Thank you so much. Toxic Avenger.
Wasn't that an animated series? That was there was a Toxic Avenger animated series. Wasn't there?
I don't know how the fuck they made an animated series out of that, but they did, yes. And it came, I think, more so because of the Ninja Turtles than anything.
Okay.
And I think that was just because they're like, well, if you can get this kind of crap on the market for kids to buy, well, we can do Toxic Avenger. Because if you remember some of the earlier Ninja Turtle toys, there was some real garbage in the. They were making figures out of any old thing they could think of. There was, a mutant pile of garbage, literally, was one of the earlier Ninja Turtle figures, for fuck's sake. I mean, so they're like, oh yeah, we can do this. And it was a pretty big success. It was probably a bigger success as a cartoon and a toy brand than it ever was in the theatrical versions, I'd imagine.
I remember the Toxic Avenger having a mop.
Yeah, he mopped up with he was a mop of justice or whatever. Yeah.
My mop.
No, that's Stanley Spadowski.
That's a good mop.
I know.
It's not as good as my old mop, but it's still a good mop. But yeah, those are the two big highlights I really wanted to talk about in this this specific article. Because
this is such a clusterfuck, though. This is watching a train wreck in slow motion, and you're not on it because you're not invested anymore. But
what's sad is I actually am wanting to see this movie more now, just to see it as a train wreck. I'm not kidding. Before this, and you know it, I've been just like, whatever, fuck this movie. I could care less. This would have been the first Star Wars movie.
Hey. Sorry, I have a major pet peeve when people say I could care less.
Okay, I could care.
No, it's I couldn't care less.
Care less.
If you could care less, it means you do care.
That's right. Yes. Thank you for correcting my English. I couldn't care less before this, but the more and more I hear about how bad this thing is going to be, the more and more I want to see it. I just want to see, it's like a train wreck at this point.
Could it really be that bad?
Right. Yeah. It's like, no way, half this shit can't be real. And we're going to go and find out probably more of it than we're imagining is real. That's the sad part.
Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
Just think about it, Rob. You get to go see space horses.
Rob, do you need me to fly out there and see it with you?
Goodbye, horses.
I'll do it too. You know I will.
Flying over you.
Wild, wild space horses couldn't drag me away.
You don't do it very good. Anyway. So yeah, this is going to be one hell of a mess. What was the other thing we had, Mecca? There was
Baby Yoda?
No, there was something else he sent me.
Well, Bob Iger.
Besides the Bond thing, because that was going to be the thing I was going to segue to.
The Matrix Flash thing?
Oh, no, that we can save. You sent me
25
something else.
words
The JJ.
left.
Oh, that was the same thing. Never mind.
Yeah, it was just JJ calling Ryan Johnson's movie, about subverting the expectations.
All right, let's.
Mecca inspired me to make that picture.
That's awesome. Let's move into this next story that Rob is just gonna love. Now, this is, of course, one of those. Yeah, it's not really. You got it, Rob, or you need the link?
The Bond?
Yeah.
Why do they do this to me? Why?
Now, there's a reason why I think this story is coming up now, and there's no real validity to this. Like, there's no offer being made or any real talks. Well, but there has been rumors, right, Rob, that Barbara Broccoli and them are kind of possibly thinking about selling the franchise after this last movie. If I'm not mistaken.
I've heard those rumors, but I don't think, I'm not sure. I don't know how much validity there is to them. They just entered into a deal with Annapurna and Universal.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that shit can't change.
Yeah, but Bob Iger feels that he hasn't done enough damage to Star Wars. He hasn't done enough damage to something we all love, and feels that maybe he wants to try to ruin Star Wars. Hold on. One day ago, hold on a second. Phoebe Waller-Bridge shoots down claims she was hired to write No Time to Die because she's a woman. Screw you. Fuck you. Disney CEO Bob Iger teased the James Bond franchise is something he wouldn't mind buying. Despite always being a powerhouse studio, Disney has risen to incredible heights. Back when they actually when Disney bought Star Wars and before all this happened, I said, you know what? If they buy Bond, it would be just like a perfect FU to a lot of people. And I'm really regretting saying that. Disney has risen to incredible heights in recent years thanks to acquisitions such as Lucasfilm, which they bollocksed, Marvel, Fox, and Pixar. And while the studio has more money than it probably knows what to do with, it would appear that CEO Bob Iger isn't on the hunt for another purchase. But if he was, he does have one franchise in mind. Speaking to Time magazine, after being named Business Person of the Year for no apparent reason, Bob Iger was asked if Disney had any plans on another big purchase in the near future. 2019 is probably going to go down as the year that the Mouse House finalized its deal to buy Fox, which led to the successful launch of Disney Plus, Run on Sentence Guy, come on, and the studio's other streaming future. But if Iger had his way, the next purchase wouldn't be a rival studio. Instead, it's a franchise that he likes quite a bit, James Bond. We're not looking to buy anything right now, he said, but I've always been a huge James Bond fan. Of course, being a fan of something isn't necessarily a sign that Iger is going to throw money at the Bond mastermind, Barbara Broccoli, and entice her to sell, as he did with George Lucas in Star Wars. But it does tease the possibility that it might scare certain film fans worried that Mickey Mouse is taking over the world. Yeah, Mickey's going to be a Bond villain now.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
Outside of Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, and a few others that aren't major blockbuster franchises out there that don't fall under the Disney umbrella. And yes, one of those is definitely James Bond. The Super Spy has starred in 24 films, with 25th coming out next year. Phrasing. However, Disney isn't formally in the business of buying properties at the height of their popularity. Star Wars was fairly dormant before the Mouse House purchased it, and Marvel was bankrupt when Iger saved the day. No, they weren't bankrupt. They had an initial public offering. So perhaps Marvel was back on the upswing. So perhaps Disney's just waiting for No Time to Die to bomb. We shall see. Pure speculation aside, James Bond does seem to be pretty decent hands at the moment, so there probably aren't many that would be praying for a Disney purchase. No Time to Die arrives in theaters on April 8th, 2020.
Hey, don't
and
you spoil my
theater
birthday with that.
No. I actually played Blofeld in an improv bit.
Well, Mary says I can see Universal and or Sony buying in full Bond. Universal probably would be the only one who'd have money besides Disney to compete with.
Universal already has the international distribution rights, so they would probably have the inside track.
Yeah, I would rather see Universal get it, but although
people forget how big Comcast Universal is, though. They're like twice the size of Disney.
And the thing is, Universal would have would get the Bond movies to show on Comcast on demand.
Yeah, and like our good friend Matt says, Sony can't afford it. Sony can't afford shit right now.
Well, Sony they do have some assets, but I mean,
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's it. That's it at this point. They have fucking zilch. They have screwed up every fucking thing they have.
Sony Music is actually still.
That's all they got is the video games and the music. That's it.
Sony actually has the Beatles catalog.
They don't even make decent fucking electronics anymore.
I bought my Sony television about 10 years ago, back when they were still
still decent. Yeah, they're not anymore. I think they outsource most of that shit now and just slap the Sony name on it.
Probably. Samsung makes all the good shit now.
Well, and that's the other thing is I tore something Sony apart a while back, and like a lot of the parts were Samsung parts and shit.
We see. Well, that's the problem with some of these companies, though, is that they're over diversifying, and so Sony is like trying to get involved in so many different types of products that they're no longer the best at any of them.
Well, not only that, Sony banked on Blu-ray and media being the next push.
Well, it was for a
And-
while, but the problem is
Well,
it didn't last as long as they were.
Right. Well, what happened with DVD is they didn't make DVD by themselves. They made it along with was it Toshiba? No, not Toshiba. Panasonic, I think it was. Somebody like that. They made it along with somebody else. And I can't remember who it was now offhand, so don't quote me on it. But so they only got part of the patent on DVD. And so they made a deal with everybody, and it was a little bit more open source kind of thing. But they got burnt on beta, and they felt like they got burnt on DVD, so they didn't want to get burnt on Blu-ray. So when they made Blu-ray, they held all the patents on Blu-ray like they did for beta. And what happened then is that there was that whole format war, right? Remember HD DVD and Blu-ray?
Oh yeah.
Well, what people didn't know was HD DVD wasn't even really wasn't even really in competition with Blu-ray. It was a distraction.
Yeah.
It was a distraction made by Microsoft, and Toshiba didn't even know. Yeah, Toshiba, because Toshiba was working with Microsoft. I think it was on the HD DVD, and basically all Bill Gates wanted to do was kill all disc-based media. He did not plan on HD DVD taking off. It was only made to just compete with Blu-ray, to make Blu-ray have a format war, basically, so that people would move over to digital. And what happened? Everybody moved to streaming. And that's really what it boiled down to. And same thing, and not just on movies, but games too. That was the whole push, is they want control over everything you watch and play and download.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Did I lose you? Hello.
No, nobody just took over.
No, I was muted.
Okay. Ah, it sounds like Mom Corp from Futurama. Mary's Penny. Yeah. Mom.
Mom's friendly robots.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because
Go
it's their
do
product
that,
that they want to
Ron.
sell to you, but then if they limit the availability, then they can limit the resale. Because that was a lot of same thing with music. They don't like having secondhand stuff because they don't get another sale.
Can you even buy digital music anymore? I mean, can you still? I mean, is that every just streams Spotify or whatever?
I got Spotify. What do I need to buy it for?
Oh yeah, you can buy MP3s, but you can buy CDs, and this is the first year in history, or well, not in history, but first year since can't remember what is it, 89 or 90 or something like that. 86. The records are going to outsell CDs, and I think they outsold digital music last year or something like that.
There's still a market for physical media.
It is, and that's the thing, is because you have a lot of areas that, well, first of all, they don't have the access to high-speed internet yet. The second part is a lot of people don't trust it, and rightfully so. I mean, I see same difference. Said something about the download format deal or whatever for Xbox works. Said yeah, it's fine, but once they pull a game and you can't get it again, then what?
Yeah, or your console dies and that console that game was downloaded to. Oh
well, and usually
it.
you can get them a few more times, but some places will only allow you so many downloads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go watch a video, but I don't remember who it was. But there's a video a guy made. He's trying to find a game for the PS3 called Driver San Francisco, and he of all things he has to go to like a dodgy website and enter a Subway gift card as a payment method. That's getting to people.
You go get gift card.
He's like. He said, so he goes, one of the payment options was Subway. Could this be Subway gift card as a payment? I had to find out. And it took it. I'm like, what the hell?
You give us foot long, we give you game. Extra lives.
Of the format wars is a wild one. We're in the middle of a new one now. Kind of, sort of. Do check out our video from about, I think it was 2 years back now with Bill Hunt at the Digital Bits, where we talked about the format wars. We talked about the upcoming streaming war that we're having now, and I swear we kind of coined that term in that era there, and we should have trademarked that son of a bitch. Not that you can really, but Yeah, I don't know if Sony's dying, but Sony Pictures is not in the best of shape. Rothman's keeping it afloat, though. That's what he's doing, and that's all he can do. They got Jumanji, they got Ghostbusters. Hopefully, those will do all right for them. Outside of that, though, they've got the little smaller films.
Yes, I'm keeping it afloat, and now I'm keeping it afloat. Yes, hello, this is Tom Rothman. How are you? How are you, Midnight's Edge? How are you?
Well, they have the not California, Transylvania, the Hotel Transylvania.
Well, yeah, they've got a few things, and that's the other problem, though, is a lot of their stuff, like Men in Black, to make sure they didn't lose any money on that, which was smart on their part. It was they had a lot of other foreign deals and stuff that helped the bottom line on that movie. So,
You know, I'm the only guy who really
I don't know
didn't-
about Universal dying, Darren. That's
I think
they're
people
not
get
close.
confused because here's the thing: Disney owns the top 10 box office, right? Disney is putting out the hit movies, but that doesn't mean that the other studios aren't making money. They're just not putting out, billion-dollar blockbusters.
Actually,
Instead,
Universal had a really great year last year. I think it
yeah,
was.
but a lot of what they're doing is putting out lower budget films that make a couple, 20 million here, 20 million there, and you can make a good profit over the course of a year doing that. And I mean, granted, yeah, and Darren, points out Dark Universe. Yeah, that was an abysmal failure, but you got to look at all the smaller pictures that Universal's put out that have not failed.
Not just that, they have the Fast and Furious franchise. They have the Jurassic Park franchise. They have all kinds of stuff, and they're part of this Bond franchise now.
And I will tell you, as a person who worked for Comcast for about a decade, that is a company that knows how to handle money.
Yeah, the difference though is Darren Wagner. They didn't need the Dark Universe.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they needed it. If they needed it, it would have continued on. They wouldn't have trashed it and gave it to Blumhouse to fuck with. Because now that Blumhouse is messing with it, Blumhouse will make cheap movies, and they'll make look at how much money Halloween fucking made.
Yeah.
For Universal.
Blumhouse has had several movies now where the budget of the movie was single or double digits, between like $8 and $20 million. And then those movies turn around and make 100, 200 million at the box office.
I did when I first started this channel personally, about a year or so before I was part of Midnight's Edge, I did a top 20 highest grossing films compared to what they cost. As far as like, I don't remember how I put it, but it's like they made the most money compared to their budget is basically what the top. And
Right,
at that time, a lot of them were like, profitability. And at that time, a lot of them were like the Blumhouse type movies and the Conjuring type movies and the Paranormal Activity movies because they were fucking dirt cheap to make. And they made millions upon millions of dollars. And it was like no contest that these movies made so much money, compared to what they cost to make. And that's what Blumhouse does.
Right. And they do it very well, actually.
And Halloween, the last movie, made more than the entire franchise had to that point combined. That's what most people don't even really stop to think about. And I'm including the Rob Zombie remakes.
Yeah.
So it's just insane to think about the kind of money that Universal makes.
Right. And think about, okay, here's a good example. Happy Death Day, right? Had a budget of $4.8 million, grossed 125 million US alone.
Yeah, the only people, Universal's not worried about Disney so much. They're probably in more competition with Warner Brothers. And see, people even think Warner Brothers is like the small thing. Oh, hell no, especially now that they're part of AT&T. They're fucking huge.
Although I'm with you about the Hulk, Darren.
Well, and yeah, Marvel's going to play games with them. They're never going to let them make a Hulk movie. You think that's going to happen? Not in their lifetime. Disney will turn around and probably buy them out of their rights before that happens. They don't have to pay anything now because as long as the movie's not called Hulk, I think the deal is they can use him and there's nothing Universal can do about it. So I don't even know if they have to pay him anything for it. I don't think they do. As long as Hulk's not in the title, as far as I know, but I don't know the exacts, but as far as I know, though.
Oh, by the way, Darren, I'm getting my Twitter is blowing up with people shocked that you admitted that you were wrong about something. Just saying.
Well, at least somebody's Twitter's blowing up. Oh, Lord. So anyway, Rob, did you say everything you had to say about this Bond situation?
Pretty much.
Do you think it's got any merit?
No. No, I hope not.
You know what? At this point, looking at that last trailer, I don't care. You know, because they're getting ready to kill the Bond franchise anyway. So, who cares?
Well, you don't want to see Lashana Lynch's big ass teeth in the
Or chipmunk teeth.
yeah.
Careful! You're insulting a woman's physical appearance. That makes you a sexist.
Then she shouldn't be a fucking actress.
Yeah, she shouldn't. They hire people for their physical appearances. I'm sorry. I'm doing nothing that Joan Rivers and tabloid red carpet entertainment commentators haven't done for the past 30 years.
The problem is that, and this is the stupid thing, is that now, like, you see, they try to guilt you if you comment on the way somebody looks, and yet they hire people based on how they look. And
or they'll attack my physical appearance.
Right. but as far as her being the new 007, that's going to just bury the franchise.
Oh yeah.
And so and then they're of course going to blame the toxic fans for not embracing their new vision of Bond. And it's like, I'm sorry, for 50 plus years, Bond has been a suave, sophisticated white man who was the ultimate hyper masculine fantasy. And
you just don't like women of color.
Yeah. And then, you just don't like women of color. Well, wait a minute. You know what? There have been plenty of women of color in the Bond franchise I've liked. So, and Bond is better than them all.
As Mrs. Anti-Trucker kicks my ass now.
Yeah. Mrs. Anti-Trucker would come kick your ass.
I meant it as to point out the obvious, pretty much. That's
the stupid thing, though, is that they immediately think that you must hate whatever it is that this replacement person is. And it's like, no, I just kind of like the fact that Bond, from Sean Connery all the way through Daniel Craig, has been one particular character, and I want that character to continue on. And I was one of those people that was genuinely pissed off that they cast a blue-eyed guy as Bond when they cast Daniel Craig. Because
I didn't like him either.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. Now they won me over with how good Casino Royale was, and that's one thing that I said when I talked about this. It's like, if you want, if they make her into the new 007, yes, we're gonna bitch and moan and complain all day long. But you put out the best damn movie ever made, and we'll forget about it. We'll all be good with that. It's like when people bitched about Michael Keaton being Batman. Then we saw the movie. It was awesome. Okay, we're okay with you now. But you can't expect people to not be upset if you're going to fundamentally change something that's been the same for a long time. But we'll see what
Cha-ching. Hold on, I'll make my point in a second here. Ka-ching. We got a super chat from Arfar. Suave, sophisticated British man. 349 New Zealand. I need about 350. But it pisses me off, though. Like I said, you get everybody, and this is what I've run into. A lot of people always say, who are for these kind of changes, well, I'm not a fan, but.
Then shut up.
Exactly. And then they say, well, I mean, they can make James Bond anybody they want. I mean, it's a code name. It's James Bond's just a code name. Like, no, and how many times do I have to explain to you, you fucking idiot, that it is a character, not a code name? Right. Oh, but how could one guy not do over 50 years? They all look different.
But here's the problem. These are people that the only Bond movie they've ever seen is the Casino Royale with Woody Allen in it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And because James Bond was a code name in that movie. Mm-hmm. And so these people are freaking idiots. Or like you said, they say, oh, well, different people have played Bond. Yes, but it's still the same character. It's just like, Edward Norton played Bruce Banner in The Incredible Hulk, and then Mark Ruffalo played him in The Avengers, but it's the same character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's where I've always said at this point, wouldn't it make more sense to just say, fuck it, let's reboot this back in the 60s and keep it in the 60s and keep it time period appropriate, kind of like Indiana Jones kind of thing. And that way you don't have to worry about so much of the, modernisms.
Or you just do what they've done a dozen times already. Now that Daniel Craig is done, you just recast Bond. I'm sorry, there are plenty
Well,
of
that part will happen, but I'm just saying, I mean, do you continue to keep trying to update the character over and over again? Or if this movie fails at the box office, do you think they will go that route? Do something like that? Say, take it back to something else? That it was closer to its originally, what it was originally intended to be anyway.
I think when this movie fails, they're just going to blame the toxics and say, well, we're just not going to make any more Bond then.
No, because this is all Barbara Broccoli does.
Barbara Broccoli's probably ready to retire at this point.
Yeah, well, she's 59.
Well, that's where I was thinking, because I mean, yeah, there has been some rumblings about the possibility of the franchise being sold after this last one. So.
And Chief Cook was saying, they don't want a black man because they don't want him sleeping with a white woman. I disagree with that. I mean, like Idris Elba, I know people talked about him playing Bond. I think the problem that I would have with a black male James Bond is that that's inconsistent with the character. And as much as we don't like to admit it sometimes, yes, there's a difference between a black man walking into a room and a white man walking into a room. And so it's, there is a difference there.
Well, in keeping up with the character's true roots, and that's where I said, and Rob's brought this up several times, is he's white for a reason, because he's, Her Majesty's Secret Service and the time period that he comes from and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's the last vestige of British colonialism, and he's trying to preserving the last remnants of the empire. I mean, he's trying to maintain the status quo for Great Britain, and it's supposed to be representation of the working class, blah blah blah. But like I said, he's not, like I always say, he's not trying to make the world a better place. He's not Superman. He's trying to maintain the status quo. Stig Kenobi, Bond is the descendant of a Scottish lord. Yes. Sir Thomas Bond, Earl of Peckham, died 1734. With the family motto, "The world is not enough."
Yep.
I always throw that back at people when they say, "Oh, James Bond's code name." Nope. Descendant of Sir Thomas Bond. And it's referenced throughout the whole series. Chile and Nogada, why can't they just make Idris Elba double A? Idris Elba doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to make this. He doesn't want to make it.
And I don't blame him for not wanting it. If I were Idris Elba, I wouldn't want to do it. I would want to step into that.
Besides, two more spinoffs. Well, the whole problem is the James Bond universe is not Marvel. There's not a whole lot of well-developed characters running around in it. Right. Everybody there is to support Bond.
Well, not only that, then you run into the same problem, and I'm not even coming from as a Bond fan, but just a fan of genre entertainment in general. You can run into the same thing of like, I'm sick and tired of Batman shows without Batman in it,
right?
Or Superman shows without Superman. The same kind of shit. Yeah.
If you want a female super spy, go watch Black Widow. It's coming. So you don't need to change Bond to have a female super spy, or create a new one, and I know Darren pointed out like Atomic Blonde and others that have come out. There was the one, I can't remember, that came out just this year. There's been female super spy movies. Most of them haven't done that well because they don't have a core audience. Because quite frankly, what the problem is that these idiots in Hollywood think that, these movies have always been made for men, we need to make them for women. No, women don't want that.
No, they want to see an attractive man doing manly things and killing bad guys.
Can we replace Bond with Aquaman?
Yeah,
especially for Lashana, because I don't really want to look at her. I'd rather look at Jason Momoa.
Yeah, and there you go. Well, that's another good point, though. Okay, fine. If you want to make Bond black or a woman, why can't...
You kidding me? Jeez.
What was that, Rob?
I'd rather look at Jason Momoa than Lashana Lynch at this point.
Well, no, but that's a good point, though. Then, okay, fine. If you want to bring up a female Bond or a black Bond, then why not just a more modern Bond in a sense like Sons of Aquamanarchy, to where, why can't he be Bond? Why can't Bond be somebody who's Asian? Or why can't Bond be... Because it doesn't make fucking sense, that's why.
Yeah, why isn't Bond from Alabama and go, hey, y'all, I'm Bond, James Bond.
007.
My name's Jimmy Bond. How y'all doing?
Yeah. Kim Kardashian needs to play Bond.
Jimmy Bo Bond.
Jimbo Bond, how you doing?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, because it doesn't make fucking sense, that's why.
Someone once
God.
said, "Oh well, if you make Idris Elba Bond, then he can go to South Africa and he can blend in." And I always say that's not the point of the
Not
character.
actually, not really though.
I mean, you can't deny that. Yes, okay. I'm going to break this down once and for all, and it's not going to make a difference because we'll say this 100 million times after this. But still, I feel like I'm making a good point here when I say that I think, yes, even though a lot of these things are set in time periods or from time periods where there was racism and sexism and all that kind of shit, I feel like why aren't they immune from this shit? Because it's not like they knew then. They didn't know as much then. Just like that whole fucking John Wayne interview that gets taken out of context from Playboy. You know, instead of looking at it like, oh, well, John Wayne was actually pretty progressive for the time because he says right there, if a black character should be played by a black, if there's a black character, it should be played by a black guy. You know, that's what he's saying. You know, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of other stuff that he said that wasn't necessarily right and could be considered racist. But you know what? For that time period that interview was in and the era that he comes from, that was a pretty progressive outlook for somebody like John Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and go ahead, Rob.
One of the funniest things I always say about that. Oh well, why can't Idris Elba play James Bond? I said, let me ask, and I would say, you do know that there are 140 million people in a country like Russia, and there's only about 40 to 70,000 Afro-Russians. If Idris Elba goes to Moscow, he's going to stand out like a sore thumb. You know, imagine like the KGB men. We have word there's an MI6 agent here in Moscow. He's a threat to Mother Russia. He's carrying state secrets that are of vital importance to the nation. We have orders to shoot him on sight. Now, are there any questions?
What's that guy over there?
You and Dimitri. How will we recognize him, sir? Just look for the black guy. That's
he is black. That should be easy. Okay. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's stupid. It's the same thing with any fucking character, period. There's a respect that should be shown. There's a reason why a character is generally a race, a color, and all that kind of shit. And if it's not, then it's not brought up in the context of the story of the original writing. If it's a book or if it's a screenplay, yeah, you got a little bit more leeway. But once you start taking characters that are pre-established and look a certain way and are a certain way for a reason because they are, then you start just taking apart the characters and they're not that character. You might as well just make a new character that resembles what you want instead of doing this. We got a couple super chats, yeah.
R4 Shaft African character, Bond equals British character. Yes, sir. And Austin Trent's 499. Liberal Sith want to take Obi-Wan out of Life Day. Sacrilege, blasphemy. One like equals one prayer.
Okay.
I get what he's doing. He's making a joke.
But one of the things, though, I mean, they always say, "Oh, there's nowhere that says that Bond can't be black." I'm like, have you read the novels?
Well, no, and this is R4's making my point here, right here. Shaft is basically a black version of Bond, right? Kind of in so many ways. So what did they do? They didn't make Bond black. They just made their own.
Yeah.
And I don't mean they as in they people. I mean the people who made Shaft.
That's what you meant. We know you're a racist.
I know. I had to point that out because the way certain people are out there, they'll cut that out and say I was talking racist. Trust me. They fucking will. But
well, you were.
I probably know more black people than those people who call me racist anyway, so fuck
Oh,
them.
there goes the old friend.
But anyway, yeah, well, I don't have to. I've got people who've tried to come out and defend me, and I'm like, no, dude, I don't want you to have to do that. I don't need you to do that. I'm not that kind of person.
But you see,
so.
Ryo Stu is correct. Shaft should be recast as an Asian woman. That's
And they'll lose their fucking mind, and rightfully so. No, because Shaft is a big black dude who's a bad motherfucker, period. That's what he is. You can't change that.
You just see like this little old Asian lady, and there's like playing the shut your mouth. And that would just be so awesome.
I mean, Dirty Harry is Dirty Harry for a reason. He got away with what he did because he was fucking Dirty Harry. Now, if you changed a lot of his, isms about him, then it would change who the characters.
Well, I know what y'all thinking. Did I shoot 4 shots or 5? I don't know. You feel lucky, punk?
Yeah. Alex Moore says, wow, Tom, I'm sorry if I have to make some people clutch their pearls. And I've gotten to a point where I'm not always going to shut my mouth as much anymore.
Kelly Marie Tran is Shaft.
I mean, hanging out with some of these influential YouTubers have made me go, you know what? I need to just kind of just speak my fucking mind for once. You know?
Yep.
Smoke weed every day.
And that.
Oh,
Kelly McTran is Shaft.
that's right.
Shut your mouth.
I'm talking about Shaft.
You damn right.
But they're going to change the name because Shaft is sexist.
Of course.
So anyway, Tom, before we go on, there was a death actually in the Star Trek family.
There's been a few. We did cover DC Fontana, and we did cover I can never say his name. It's the French sounding name.
Rene Auberjonois.
Renee, yeah. And there was another one. That's right. And I'm not sure if we're gonna pick the same one here, but there was another close to the Star Trek world as well. Well, I'm thinking you're gonna say the other guy. So go ahead.
Well, the actor who played Charlie X,
Yeah.
Robert Walker Jr.
He
Sadly,
passed away last Thursday.
yeah, we didn't cover it though. So, but
Well, I
79
don't think we found out about it until after we'd done our report already, I think is what it was.
Mhm.
But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
That's okay. So, like I said, Robert John Walker. Let's go to legacy.com and we'll take a look
Yeah.
here.
Somebody wants to share a pic. I got something else going on here.
Yeah. This sounds mean, but I would say, man, that dude's got a big head. Robert John Walker, actor best known for titular role as Charlie X in the second episode of Star Trek: The Original Series. His turned isolated angst teen, sci-fi okay, died Thursday. Hollywood legacy. In addition to working on Star Trek, Walker appeared on Charlie's Angels, Bonanza, Columbo, Chips, Murder, She Wrote, L.A. Law, and Easy Rider. He was son of actors Robert Walker and Jennifer Jones, stepson of Hollywood producing. I loved to work. What they said about him. I love to work with Robert John Walker. The ending I had written was retained. With Charlie being taken away where he could do no harm, but where he would never be with anyone who he could ever really touch. That was from DC Fontana. Charlie, the writer of Charlie X. So I can't find the cause of death, actually.
Now, Annie Trucker, somebody actually said you did a really great video on these three the other day that we mentioned.
Yeah, I put out a video on Sunday about all three of them.
Yeah, so somebody actually said that to me in a DM. So I thought you'd like to know that. But yeah, so do check out Annie Trekker's video on that. But we also had another member of the community suffer a loss. Marina Sirtis's husband died, I guess.
Yeah.
Michael Lamper.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he doesn't technically count as a Star Trek alum, obviously married to one. And he was relatively young compared to all the
Yes.
others.
Yeah,
Because
he was
the
almost
others were
61.
79 and 80.
And ironically, the lead singer of Roxette died at the age of 61 too. Yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah. They were Swedish, Roxanne, weren't they? Yeah.
Yeah. Which oddly, I've done I think a couple Roxette songs now on karaoke. I have another one sitting I haven't finished yet. It was weird that I've been working on, but I do like slower versions of them. So anyway, I find a few songs here and there. The people don't expect me to do. It's just kind of odd. Some big losses. It's really sad when that happens in the fan community, of course.
And there's that green little fucker. That little green fucker.
Well, he needs to drink all that Starbucks. He needs to conserve his energy.
We haven't heard him make any noise yet, have we?
Well, just that kind of thing.
Just the crying and the cooing. I think he's gonna say something before we know it. Probably last episode of the season. He'll probably call Mando Daddy, yeah, or something like that. He'll go like, "Daddy, look," or something like that. Just something silly, just to kind of. See, mine would have been better if he's like, "Hungry, feed me, good food."
Froggy.
Yeah, froggy.
See, that's what that is. That's a blended frog. That's what that
Oh shit! Frog juice for the baby. Yes. You know what's funny is my kid used to call chocolate milk chocolate juice when he was little.
All right. Well, I haven't got too much more to.
No, I think that was about it. I thought there was did we already talk about the Yeah, we
But-
did. I think we barely got it in the other night.
Oh, the
People-
J.J. Abrams, Ryan Johnson stuff. Like people are losing their minds over Ryan.
Well,
Johnson
we talked about
now.
that part, but we haven't talked about the people.
Good news, everyone.
Yeah, fuck them. They
The
don't.
people what?
They don't count. That are losing their minds over Johnson getting thrown under the bus. He deserves it.
Yeah, it's like okay, those people they're out there on Twitter. There's a lot of these little blue check marks who are like, "Oh, you're just, I can't believe they would do that to him. They're just letting the toxic trolls win." And like, oh, shut up! You just understand that this is a bad movie, and move on. You're allowed to like it, but we're not allowed to dislike it. Is that what you're saying? I mean, because we don't care if you like it one way or another. We don't care. I don't go and seek out positive Last Jedi videos because I don't care about watching them. And that's the biggest problem with these little no negativity mental patients out there where they're like, oh, you're so negative, no negativity, no negativity. Meanwhile, all they spew is this negative hate. That's the biggest problem with these people is that they are so obsessed with one-upping and talking down to anybody who they disagree with. And they sit there and they stalk the channels, the hashtags. It's the same thing with the Brie Larson people. And they're out there obsessively wanting to defend and protect while tearing down and destroying and negatively impacting something else. And that's the biggest difference between kind of our side and their side is that we just kind of we just say our stuff to each other, to us, you know. We don't go seek out their crap. I was just rambling, sorry.
Movies aren't mandatory.
No, they're not.
No,
They're not. We don't have
Before
to
we
go
go,
do this.
someone left a signature on that petition after mine, and it's actually pretty good. You should finish with that.
Let me go look. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can find it. Edit. History. Do it that way. No, it's not there.
And by the way, thank you guys. I see there's 6 likes on my comment, so I appreciate that.
All right. Go through the last one that liked it. There we go. I got it. All right. Let's see here. What do we got?
You
319.
View all.
Yay. I didn't even put one on there. I should have. Phantom Menace is awesome. So yeah. Can I change
Then
the
you got to
order?
click on it. You got to scroll down, and click on it again for some reason.
Okay.
So scroll down to the bottom, click on View All Reasons, and then it should be the top.
Oh,
one.
there we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, I am Eric Wendon writes. Hello, I am positive, kind, loving person out to spread positivity. That's why I want to ban and cancel everyone who doesn't agree with corporate board decisions of the world's second largest media corporation. Did that make sense? No, neither does this petition. The language used is laughable. Half sounds like it's coming from a naive. Why do you think I read it like that? Naive 12-year-old. Other half sounds like a PR management consulting. Hello, I am a kind, positive person. Building
yes, my
corporations are
good
amazing.
friend, of course.
This is laughable, and the dumbest thing is, okay, I gotta give that a like, and then I'll give this a like just to make somebody happy.
Well, thank you.
I should like Keith's just to be a dick. Let's
No,
see.
you should report his.
Nah, fuck it.
Because they said that you guys should be canceled, and that's harassment and meanness, and so you should report it because you feel
Why?
like-
I'll sink to their fucking level. We'll sign. If you feel that way, just go sign the other one that KFAR started. I don't have the link for that, but yeah, he sent me the thing here. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, he's got his own started to save the Phantom Menace, so I ain't worried about it. Anyway, yeah, it started at 280, so we've added quite a few since then. We'll see if we can double it.
All right.
Eric Wendon's in the chat. Guilty as charged. There you go. Good, sir. Thank you so much. All right. Cancel. Yeah, cancel Michael Bay. He's a child groomer. Yeah, that wussy walked out of Friday the 13th because there was so much sex in it. The movie he produced.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't hear that? You never heard that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Mm-hmm. He is such a fucking Puritan. He walked out of Friday the 13th, the remake that he produced because there was too much sex in it.
Then you're talking about Michael Bay.
Yeah, the same guy who ogles fucking women on screen through a camera.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking about like what he did to what's her face in the first Transformers film.
I know. That's okay though.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's hypocritical. These, people always send me stuff about all these actors and actresses who are like diversity, diversity, and then they go and promote like Indonesian sweatshop corporations and stuff like that. I mean, it's all just hypocritical bullshit. And some of these, like, especially some of these foreign commercials that they do.
Yeah, I guess Megan Fox, she was still 17 or whatever during the first Transformers movie or whatever it was.
I think she was older than that.
I don't know, Austin Trench said that, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I thought she was older too. Because I thought she was actually older than Shia LaBeouf, wasn't she? I could be wrong, but that's what I thought. All right, folks, let's bring this to a close. We've had a nice, healthy 2 hours. I think you guys have gotten your fill of some Midnight's Edge after dark. What do you guys say we bring this to a close?
Yes.
Michael J. Crawford, the Anti-Trekker, why don't you tell us where they can find you online?
Well, they can find me at YouTube/the Anti-Trekker because that's my name. Or you can check me out at antitrekker.com, but it's more fun on YouTube because you can actually see stuff there. And we just hang out, have a good time, live stream almost every day, and videos a couple times a week. And if you really, we got a Borg video coming that's going to absolutely blow people away. So that's going to be awesome. Yeah. So, and if you don't like, the Me Too movement, you should join us. Where the Me Poo movement means you're a piece of crap, and so am I.
Mm-hmm. Becca?
Watch my videos, and if anyone wants to throw me $900, I could go see Rise of Skywalker with Rob.
That's an expensive ticket. Holy shit.
Well, it'd be for the flight. And
I know, I'm just saying.
and, like, because it's
joking.
stupid fucking Christmas. Because fuck you,
$500
Star Wars. You got to make.
Oh,
all
I
these
know what we
things
forgot to
during
talk
Christmas time.
about.
What?
We even have any Trekker here. I totally spaced this out to the last second, guys. We're getting another short trek tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, God. No, we're getting. Aren't we getting 2 tomorrow? The 2.
It might be 2, but one of them we have a preview for from the Trek thing. I don't even know if I should bring it up. We'll probably get a fucking.
God, I don't care about Star Trek anymore.
Oh, I gotta show you guys this though because it's fucking
I
hilarious.
saw the thing with the Andorian and the EM Pulse Stargate thing.
The car. Did you see the cartoon thing?
Like what did I?
Ah, here it is. Found it.
No.
Okay, I'm not gonna play it. I'll share it because I don't want to get
after this.
Let's see if I can get it up here.
Can he get it up? That's the question you just asked.
I'll try.
Phrasing.
Here's the old Starship Enterprise there, huh? Hit something. What was that blue thing? Did you see it? What color is that?
It's kind of greenish blue.
With a blue body. I thought it wasn't blue. I thought it was brown and shit. Wasn't that part of their argument against the NAS?
Yes, it was.
Looks pretty fucking blue to me.
No, it's brown. It's a teal brown.
There's no such thing as a fucking teal brown. That'd be mud. You add brown to anything, you get shit color. That's what you get. So yeah, we get an animated shat trek tomorrow, or shit trek tomorrow, or whatever the fuck you want to call those.
They want to make anything except Star Trek.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. It's like they are so desperate to do something unique that they just won't do anything that's Star Trek.
Yeah, well, whatever. How do you say this name here? Oh, that's not what I meant. This one. This is like that dress fiasco over, is it brown or blue? The difference is this is definitely not brown. It was because of the stupid lighting and probably whatever the fuck phone or computer you were looking at, that stupid dress. This is most obviously blue and green. This is the farthest thing from the color they claimed it was for their court case situation.
Oh, and they had him named too. That was the other thing. We
Yeah,
talked
they're
about this
using the
with
name
Robert
now,
Ryan.
Ephraim.
Ephraim.
Yeah, Ephraim.
Or Ephraim or whatever.
Whatever it is, yeah. Oh god.
Because they stole that from Brian Fuller.
They can. They technically can steal it.
Oh boy.
Man, all right, folks. I just forgot about that till the last second. Sorry.
Yeah, thanks. You know, now I'm gonna have nightmares.
Harry Mudd in a bunny suit.
All right, kids. Like, subscribe here, the main channel. Make sure you're still subscribed.
Yeah.
PayPal for the short show, support the show directly. Patreon, Subscribe Star, all that good stuff. Twitter, check us out there. Facebook group.
Smoke weed every day.
That's right.
We should
Oh,
get our
stop
own
saying
weed
that. It's not
strain.
legal here, you jerk.
I know, right?
Catch you next time.
But if we make our own weed strain,
Of course.
all right.
Yeehaw!
Take the
Oh, is that
midnight's edge off with Rob's bomb.
I have Rob Hots.
Rob what?
Rob Hots. They're illegal
Rob Hotz.
edible.
Hey, y'all, it's bomb.
Like radiation butts, and I cannot lie.
Fine. Tom's bombs and Rob's hots. And Andre's Amsterdam special. There we go. TM.